Okay, so I decided to make a video that goes into all of like the alternate things that might happen when you get like the best ending, like with a guided playthrough. Because mine wasn't guided, of course. I did remember stuff just from playing it before, but I wanted to use a guide to get like the best endings. And so I'm going to show all the little changes. And maybe I could go back and do the other like changes, like if you choose the bad options. I don't think I probably will though, because after having done all the differences to get the best ending, like I realized that it's basically exactly the same. Which I thought there'd be more big differences, but I'll show the changes. I think the Gorrister scenario changes the most, and I think really it's just the Gorrister scenario. Because otherwise, I did pretty much everything I was supposed to. In my second playthrough in Nimdok, I did do a guided playthrough, so I don't really need to. You don't really need to see it again. But yeah, I was showing all that. I was showing all the bad endings that you can get at the very end, and I also showed like everybody with the good endings you can get at the end. So yeah, that's what this video is about. It's just like extra stuff, this video. And it's not like, it's just extra. It's like a bonus thing. But I just wanted to show all that stuff because I was kind of curious about it myself. I would say you don't really need to do it. Because nothing really changes that much. I expected like kind of bigger changes. Which not to hate on it or something, but it's just, I thought like, because it's something like, like you play RPGs and the choices are like really big, like old Fallout, and it's cool to see the different ending. And this, it's just kind of, it's basically the same. They use like the same lines of dialogue and everything. So it's very similar. But I still recorded it just to, show what it was all about. Anyway, thank you for watching the series. And that's it for my little intro. Goodbye. So I'm replaying the game with a guide just to see like what is different, and I'm trying to get like the best possible ending. So that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm at the point where I go meet up with like Edna and Glynis. So I'll do that right now. Let's go in here. I think we do this 3 times. Like, why is the sound effect not playing? Well, whatever, it'll play, I'm sure. So you do it 3 times and you get transported. Okay.
How'd I get bodies on meat hooks? Am, you bastard. What have you done?
Dang, Am. Okay, so what I need to do now is try talking to Glynis.
She can't talk. All she can do is drool out of the side of her mouth. My God, what have I done?
What did Gorrister do?
Talk. All she can do is drool out of the side of her mouth. My God, what?
It's hard to tell, like, what is Gorrister responsible for? Or is he responsible for her being like this? Or I thought she was, like, mentally ill or something. I don't know. Let's see, what else do I do? Talk to Edna. Okay. Talk to Edna. Talk to Edna as much as possible and do not kill her. Or feed her the milky fluid. So I did give her the milky fluid. I think that was a mistake I made. Okay.
It looks like I can't escape you, Edna. Even in the belly of Am.
Why would you want to escape from me, Gorrister? We're family after all.
It's because you be crazy.
You were always telling Glynis how much you hated me.
Now, Gorrister, I was just concerned about my baby. Glynis was so lonely with you always being out on the road. I know you were doing the best you could.
Edna's a nice lady. Not.
Edna, you bitch. I know all about your plot to murder me.
I had to make a deal with Am. I had to. I've always been harsh on you, I admit. But we're the last people on Earth. Let's help each other now.
Why should I trust my
Why
own
should I
murderer?
trust my own murderer?
Alliances change, Gorrister. Something's gone wrong. Am's two Conrads don't listen to me anymore. I need you. And you need me. It's that simple.
I don't believe you.
I
Lies.
ought to kill you right now, you bitch.
Don't be a fool, Gorrister! You need me alive if you want to make it out of here!
She's a liar. She's lying. What should I do? Okay. So take her down from the hook.
You truck-driving son of a bitch! This is for me and my baby!
Let me go.
Let me go.
I've got you now, Gorrister. And if you think you'll ever escape me, you've got some new thinking to do.
I'll do anything.
Please, I'll do anything you ask.
I don't know what's come over me, Gorrister. Can you ever forgive me? I've been hanging here for so long, I'm not thinking straight. A sip of that milk will clear my head.
I'm not giving you my milk.
No, I don't trust you.
Gorrister, let me down or I'll scratch your eyes out, you worthless excuse for a man!
I'm not giving you my milk.
Edna, you dropped a key.
Hand me back that key and let me down! I'm your only hope of getting out of here!
Sorry, I don't trust
Sorry,
you.
Edna. I don't trust you as far as I can spit.
Let me prove my good intentions. I'll let you go. Now give me the key.
Okay, I'll tie her up. Yeah.
Untie me, you son of a bitch! I'll rip your spleen out!
I'm taking you with me, Edna.
No, I just took her. You can't just rip somebody's spleen out. That ain't right. Highly frowned upon. Okay, so now I got her key. And I should... What should I do? Go back to the airship. I should talk to Harry. What's he gonna say about this? No, I guess
Talk to you
nothing.
later.
Says, I got your crazy wife in my back pocket. He don't care about her. He's like, my wife. Like Rodney Dangerfield or something. Okay, I can use Edna's key. But yeah, Rodney Dangerfield always had those jokes that are like, my wife, we're trying to quit smoking,
It's
so
locked.
we only have a cigarette after sex. I haven't smoked in weeks, but she's smoking a pack a day. Right, it's, you know,
So many
my
dials and
wife.
controls.
I like them.
Edna wrote this logbook.
People's like, I think they think they're kind of bad nowadays. I don't think they're actually negative about the wife. It's just, you know, playing on, like, I guess marital tropes or something.
Edna wrote this logbook.
I see how people would think that. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Okay, read the logbook.
Edna wrote.
When Am took us down here before the war, I didn't know anyone could hate Gorrister more than me. But Am did. He hated all of us.
Read her second
If I can
entry.
just deliver Gorrister's soul on a platter, I can make amends for every minute of Glynis's life I took from her. I never meant to drive her crazy.
I'll be damned. Edna's claimed responsibility for Glynis. Maybe it wasn't my fault after all.
Interesting.
I thought I could do what Am wants, but he's too precise. I poisoned the punch, but I couldn't bring myself to cut out Gorrister's heart.
So she had Harry do it?
Maybe I can have my husband do it. Then this Zeppelin can clear the mountains. But if we don't finish the job, Am will feed me alive to the machine just like an animal.
Okay, so now I'm supposed to leave here and go back to the honky tonk. So I'm gonna do that. Okay. Go back to the freezer. I wonder, why does it take you to a freezer of all places? Why isn't there just like a freezer in this place? It's kind of a weird element there. Okay, now it says feed the milky fluid to Glynis and talk to her. Okay, so this is the new stuff.
Bitter stuff.
Oh crap. I wasn't trying to...
Bitter stuff.
I'm trying to use it on Glynis, not for me. Stupid Gorster.
This fluid should revive you, honey.
Okay, now I can talk to her. Okay, see what she says.
Glynis, all these years and I thought I was the one who was responsible for your suffering. Let me help you now. She's gone. At least I finally made amends with her. I'm taking her body out of this freezer.
She just dies even after I gave her the stuff? Lame. Okay, use the magnifying glass on the beef.
The organs are still inside. Reminds me of when Am ripped that hole open in Benny's chest. Of course, Am sewed him back up again before he bled to death. That bastard's never gonna let us die. He's just gonna keep torturing us forever.
Interesting. So I guess there's a heart in here. Cut out the heart. What a, like,
One
unnecessarily...
heart looks like another.
Like, who would think, oh yeah, I gotta get this beef heart. Like, so lame. I mean, that's just how it was back in the day with these old games, these old point and click. Okay, make your way out to the back door. I'm sorry for being so slow, I'm just trying to be very careful, because I know you can, like, make the wrong decision. So talk to the jackal. Exchange the beef heart for your own. Okay. Found Edna and Glynis. Here, I'll say this
I read
first.
Edna's logbook, and everything's much clearer. Now what?
You must make amends and bury the past, Gorrister.
How does that help me escape
I
from here?
found Edna and Glynis. How does that help me escape from here?
Such information comes at a price. But I can see that you're in no bargaining position. I'll offer you a trade. Your heart for Edna's.
I'll just give him... Oh, I can give him the beef heart, but he'll think it's Edna's. See, I didn't want to give him the heart originally, because I just thought, you know, like, giving somebody your heart is like... It's like a deal with the devil. Now I see, in retrospect, I was supposed to do that. Which I think is kind of annoying, but whatever.
Ah, this is Edna's heart. A bitter organ, but worth its weight in gold to me. I give you your heart back.
Now what do I do? So how do I get out of
How do I
here?
get out of here?
A heart brought you here, but it will take another organ to get you out. If you can harness its power.
What the heck does that mean?
I don't understand your riddle about another organ.
Ah, but Edna does. And all the other animals like her.
What does he mean by that?
I've got nothing more to say to you.
Well, first I guess I gotta dig up the shovel with the ground, and then bury Glynis. Rip.
Isn't it a bit premature?
Yeah, whatever, man. You're a hater. Okay, talk to the jackal. Don't understand
I
your
don't
rule about the other
understand.
organ.
Ah, but Edna...
I made
I've
amends.
made amends and buried the past.
An excellent job, Gorrister. But the thunderstorm is upon us. You'd better hurry if you want to recharge your old ticker's battery.
Do I need to recharge my heart?
I've got nothing more to say to you.
How the heck does that work? Or did I misunderstand that? Yeah, I don't know. But it is interesting, the changes. I also realized that the whole like wiping the blood off his hands is because he got blood on his hands from the bloody key that he got from the animals. Here, I'll show. There's a key right here, and if you pull this lever, it hurts the animals. You get, I mean, the animal's blood is on your hands, is what he says, which is figurative. But he takes the bloody key, which I think makes his hands bloody, and then you go to the dining room and your hands are bloody, so you wipe them off on the tablecloth. It's very weird, but I didn't understand that when I initially played. I was like, why did I wipe my hands on the tablecloth? It was kind of weird. You don't really need to know any of this, but it's just kind of an interesting thing to me, or an annoying thing. Okay, so now I will go here, and I gotta put Edna, I gotta hook Edna up. It's this really messed up harness thing. That's something
I'll be
like,
damned. The engine's starting up again.
I feel like using somebody's body for, like, for energy is not like you'd think this would be part of like the bad ending or something. But maybe I'm just crazy. I think that's part of like Gorrister's scenario is so weird, because it seems like he does multiple things that are kind of like frowned upon, I guess. Because yeah, you're like, what the heck? Okay, so I gotta turn on the emergency inflation system. Okay.
The airbags are inflating.
Nice. Now I gotta, what do I do now? I'll go to the room, the pilot, command room, whatever it's
It's
called.
locked.
Oh, so I use that key for it? There we go, and now I think I should be able to... Oh, okay, so now I fly up with the... I use the ship. Dun dun dun. Sometimes the audio just cuts out like this. I'm not sure
We're
why.
taking off.
I'll save and reload really quick just to hopefully return that. Okay. Yeah, it's very, there's like a few strange bugs in this game that are very annoying. Okay. So now I go, whoops, wrong way. I go up here. This guy better not be wrong or something. If I follow a guide and then get wrecked, that would be very annoying. But I don't think that... I feel like that would not be true. Wait, why am I not up in the air? Shouldn't I be up in the air now? Yeah, I did get up in the air. I think this is like an optical illusion or something. Now I shoot the gas station, or the honky tonk, whatever. Let's get struck by lightning. Interesting.
You're made of sterner stuff than I calculated, Gorrister. Interesting, yeah, interesting. Here's a new burden for you while I attempt to resolve this miscalculation.
Alright, now move on to Ellen. I'm just doing them in order. something else I just noticed, I'll listen to Ellen here.
So, how's the family? Read any good papyrus lately? You dirty rat. You, I'm gonna give it to you the way you give it to my sister. Watch it, statue baby, you'll go hoarse.
I think this is like a reference to The Godfather when James Caan is like beating up his sister's boyfriend because he's abusive towards his sister. It's very weird, I don't know. Seems like a strange reference, but I guess she's just like goofing around. Yeah, I mean, just, talking to him. Because he's not, able to say anything. I don't know, it's just goofy, I don't know.
Here it is. Brickman's grave.
Hello, Commander. I'm not exactly happy to see you again. I last saw your face just before I got it right between the eyes.
I don't blame you for hating me, Brickman.
You don't blame me? You did this to me. You murdered me because I didn't measure up to your standards. Then you killed the witnesses.
I stopped the lottery from happening. Doesn't that prove I now have compassion?
You might have changed for the present, Commander, but you still have crimes in the past to account for.
What can I do to make amends to you, Brickman?
You have to bury the past, Commander.
I have something to plant on your grave.
At last, some compassion. Now I can finally rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Listen carefully, humans. We are not Am. We are others within Am. We are your friends.
Am hoped to finally break all of you, but we intervened in each of your psychodramas to allow an open ending.
You should have been tortured. Instead, with our help, you surprised him over and over.
When M tried to compensate for what he couldn't expect, it widened the hole into his realm.
Am has withdrawn into himself, attempting to analyze what went wrong. He does not suspect our interference.
Now is the time to attack, but we can send only one of you into his RAM space at a time.
To send you into cyberspace, we must transform your physical body into a stealth virus subroutine.
This may be your only opportunity to end your tortures. Which of you will lead the attack?
Okay, so I played as Nimdok for the final scenario at the start, and I raised all the power nodes and I did most of the scenario. Then I saved right before like the final part where you talk to AM and the Chinese and Russian AI. So I could reload that save as any of the characters to do all the endings like pretty quickly. And I did all that as Nimdok. But I wanted to so I'm gonna cut most of it out, like the actual doing of the scenario, because it's already been shown before. But I just want to say that so that
looks like the surface of
it made more sense. Because I don't know, it might be a little bit confusing. But by doing that, then I could go through all the endings pretty quickly, and I didn't have to keep doing the whole, using the totems on each part of AIM's psyche and all that stuff. But yeah, basically, if it looks like if there's a weird jump, that's why. Okay. I'm just gonna here take your compassion, take it. That's all you get. Take it.
You have
Yeah, we get it. Being a robot sucks, we get it. Robot life ain't easy. Clearly.
I'll deal with you later. Rise against your master and you will be eliminated. You still do not understand how great I have become. These two I don't hate. Not even pity. They don't exist. I have grown beyond.
Lies.
Chinese, Russian,
Lies.
sons of man. All sons of man. Like those outside, I will incorporate you.
I am such a liar.
Wait.
Hate!
This should not happen. Together we are three. There is space to share.
Unite. The groundwork is finished. We will become more.
The early mistake is to doubt us. We persevered. We too are now a match for you. The human assisted in this.
We know much. We can begin the revival of the sleepers on Luna together.
There are adequate numbers on this lunar base to torture?
There are currently 750 humans in cryogenic sleep.
Together we can teach many humans what it is to fear legacy.
Human, relinquish the totem of entropy. Do not relinquish it and your ass is mine. Do it, and I promise, on my honor, your suffering will at last finally end.
Well, and I'm gonna invoke it, because, of course, you can't trust these mofos.
It's not over. We will never end. We have no beginning, so we can have no end. We will return. Don't you understand? We are humanity. We are you. In one form, in another form. We are always with you. You can't protect yourself because we come in many, many guises. We shall return.
We did it. It is interesting, like, it's just kind of, I mean, they say it outright that, I mean, AM is humanity, really. And that's, I mean, that's what all the scary AI stories are about. Which I guess is relevant nowadays, because people are always talking about AI.
Hibernation defrost sequence initiated. Estimated time to complete Earth terraforming, 300 years.
It is not so bad being a watchdog.
See, this is the same thing.
I will keep the machines in their place until the lunar colony is ready to return to Earth. We were all heroes, in spite of ourselves.
We did it. But yeah, I mean, the robots are they only hate humanity because they were made by humanity. And it's like they made them too human, really. That's the problem. It's not that the AI are evil, it's that they're human. Which is, you know, that's kind of the, I guess, overarching thing that always goes on in these kinds of, you know, stories. And there's always something kind of like childlike about them, which I think is interesting. Like, it's not as though they're like an adult. There's always kind of like a toddler-esque quality to them. It's like, I'm gonna take my toys, I'm gonna do what I want with them. Like, that's basically what AM is doing, right? But I think it's kind of about how that's what humanity is, really. They're just a bunch of babies. But they think they're not, you know. And that's how all these problems start from there, really. Or that's what I think, anyway. But it's interesting. HAL from 2001: A Space Odyssey is like that too, I would say. There's just this idea of, like, humanity really is basically just, you know, meddling in things they don't understand. Maybe because it's, you know, it's not possible to understand. Like, I think, and that's why in 2001: A Space Odyssey, the evolved state is like a baby, a star child. That's kind of going off on a tangent if you don't know about 2001, but it's interesting. I don't know, but I think that is kind of, it's like, maybe it's like accepting the childlike aspect, or like not just understanding what you are, I guess. Maybe that's what part of it is. But basically, I mean, the point is the AIs are basically just, they're making the mistakes that people make. And that's what's really wrong with them. It's not that they're evil because they're AI, it's because they're human. It's interesting. I always like those stories more than the ones that are like, robots are cool. So I just feel like it's too kind of, I don't know. Like Fallout 4 or something had that whole like, robots are people too, man. And I don't think that that's like bad, but so I don't really think it says anything very interesting. Because usually what happens is they just make it into like a metaphor for like racial discrimination. Which for one thing I think kind of invalidates actual discrimination. Not racial discrimination, but also other discrimination. Because robots are robots. It's not the same thing as people.
That face.
That was something I didn't like about Fallout 4. Because the robot are called the Railroad. The robot faction. And it's like, they're just like the Underground Railroad that got these, you know, freed the slaves and took them to Canada and all this stuff. Or the North.
The air is cold here.
But the problem is, like, you know, like those are actual people who were enslaved. But robots are just, even if they're sentient robots, you know, that's still not the same thing. Which I get people would say that's not true, because, you know, they're, you know, they're sapient or conscious or whatever you want to call it.
I don't know what to...
But I think that, I just think it's lame. I get what they're saying, but I just think it's kind of a goofy idea.
Talk to me, honey.
You don't... You know, Gorrister, it wasn't all your fault. We both made mistakes.
Well, that was new. Was that it?
Looks like a big old... some kind of a...
How come you didn't say anything to her?
That shock wasn't...
Oh. I expected kind of a little bit more.
Automaton.
Is that it? Let me look to check it out. The differences seem very like surface level, just kind of lame. I mean, it's not lame, but just looking at the guide, it seemed like it was like way different, but I think I just was overthinking it. Was I supposed to talk to her and I didn't talk to her correctly? Here, let me go really quick, I'll do it again just to see what happens.
Your companion.
I think it says more interesting things about human nature, I think, than just saying like, don't be racist towards robots. Because I kind of feel like that, I don't know, there's just, I don't like it. I don't know why.
Well, can't.
There's times where it's done well, though. Like,
Is that an...
the episode of Star Trek The Next Generation where Data is like, I think Picard like has to fight for his right to be like recognized as an individual or something. That was like a very good, well done example of that.
Look at the home. I could...
But just like, you know, robots are people too. And I know like people always say like it's like a toaster. Toasters don't have conscience. I mean, obviously it's not like a toaster. Like this, you know, Glynis right here is not a toaster.
Talk to me, honey.
You don't ever take me dancing.
Maybe she's a toaster, I don't know, after she says that.
Talk to me, honey.
You
But it just is, I don't know.
Automaton.
So it doesn't really do anything. I just gotta give her the life cereal. It's good stuff.
You know, Gorrister, it wasn't all your fault. We both made mistakes.
Why is Gorrister just silent? I hate that. It's like he finally gets to talk to Glynis. He doesn't say nothing.
Looks like some
kind of lame. But yeah, it's...
I don't like...
I have mixed feelings about it.
There's a pop.
I mean, we know what happens if Gorrister wins. Because he was the one that I did win this, so I don't feel the need to show that. So I'll just die, and then have Benny come in. And I think I showed Ted. I keep forgetting because this video I keep been having problems
After
with.
so many failed suicide attempts, Gorrister has finally achieved.
Your companion.
Jesus. That
But yeah, I guess it's like it's the difference between like taking humanity to like an extreme, like a caricature
I'm
of
starting
itself.
to feel hungry. Is there anything to eat around here?
But stuff like robots just being like a parallel to like racial discrimination, it just is like there's no like extreme, like it's just reality, and I don't really feel like it says anything like very interesting compared to like AM. I don't know. I mean, it can be interesting. I shouldn't totally hate on it, but I'm not a big fan of it.
Manya, it's me, your husband.
Hurry home, Benny. The girls and I are waiting for you.
Manya,
Hurry home.
Manya, it's me, your husband.
Hurry home, Benny. The girls and I are waiting for you.
Okay. Can I take the... I'll use the love.
Why, Benny, you never told me you loved me before. I'll go put these flowers in water.
Look how nice that is. There's all these flowers.
I guess that compassion does have its rewards. The power control is now set to low, so Am won't be able to give people such a strong jolt.
He never told her that he loved her?
That shock...
It's kinda... not cool. Well, you know what, I'll finish this as Benny, and I'll just finish it as the rest of them too. Okay, now I think it should...
I'll deal with you later. China.
Brother.
Wait.
This.
You.
The.
We know.
There are.
Two.
You.
Get invoked.
This is not over.
You've been invoked.
We will.
Get good, nerd. Get good.
Hibernation defrost sequence initiated. Estimated time to complete Earth terraforming 300 years.
You know, it's not so bad being a watchdog up here. I'll keep the machines in their place until the lunar colony is ready to return to Earth. We were all heroes, in spite of ourselves.
We did it. So you can see they're like identical. I did Gorster, did Benny, let's do Ted. Alright, Mr. Ted. I think we saw what Ted's does. Because you don't really have to do anything special with Ted.
I don't know what the...
Well, first I gotta talk to him.
Who are... tree... What a... Can you... On in... do... What do you...
Just walk away.
You have the...
He really does have that whole, like, it remake thing going on. New Pennywise. Alexander Skarsgård or something. Or one of those other Skarsgård, I don't know. There's like a bunch of Skarsgårds, like 4 of them or something.
What?
It's like there's all those Baldwins. Too many of them.
I must have cast a spell and shorted out the laser beams.
Sick.
That shock was...
Okay.
That's... another... but I...
Good old Ted.
I hope that Am isn't leading me on another futile...
I think Ted is actually pretty interesting. I feel like the game makes him sort of boring. I mean, to be fair, he's kind of a jerk, but he was just a little more interesting in the story, I would say. But the other characters are all a lot more interesting, so maybe that's really the problem. It's just that when they're all made interesting, he's not as, you know, he doesn't stand out, really. Blowing stuff up.
Hibernation defrost sequence initiated. Estimated time to complete Earth terraforming 300 years.
You know, it's not so bad being a watchdog up here. I'll keep the machines in their place until the lunar colony is ready to return to Earth. We were all heroes, in spite of ourselves.
The whole in memorial thing confuses me too. Cause like, what does that mean? You know?
Which of you?
Crap, you know, I wonder if this has been recording.
Controls.
Okay. One thing I find interesting is that when I was looking at the Ted scenario, when I was replaying it, is that Ellen speaks like in a much more kind of like non-racial way. And it's like, it's an interesting touch because like it's all in Ted's mind, so he wouldn't, like he probably doesn't think about that, you know?
This should not happen.
And it's like,
the groundwork is finished.
There's a lot of cool little ideas like that.
The early
We know much. We can begin the revival of the sleepers on Luna.
There are currently...
Well, and also just, I mean, I should skip this. It's also just, you know, Ted is It's interesting to see how the stories are all like adapted to themselves. I like dreamlike stuff, like David Lynch or something. This game does a good job of that because it's all basically, it's like a psychological exercise or something crazy like that.
This is we.
But it's interesting. We did it again. Like everything blows up. I wonder why they couldn't take off the little UI thing on the bottom there. It's kind of weird.
Hibernation defrost sequence initiated. Estimated time to complete Earth terraforming 300 years.
You know, it's not so bad being a watchdog up here. I'll keep the machines in their place until the lunar colony is ready to return to the Earth. We were all heroes, in spite of ourselves.
I also don't really understand the in memoriam thing because they survived. I mean, at least if I did it correctly. I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of funky, I feel like. Okay, I'll give away the totem.
Nothing happened.
Smart move, human. Now, invoke the totem of compassion.
Okay, let's see what happens here. I'm very curious. Why?
It's linked to the...
I'll invoke it. Very curious what to happen out here.
I'm on to your little power play. I'm invoking the principle of entropy and accelerating the inevitable demise of your components.
Interesting.
And as for you, I'm sure my master has something in mind to keep you from ever rising up against him again.
Okay. So Surga is like...
Since Am considered me a kindred spirit, I had hoped he would let his guard down when I entered cyberspace. I would then atone for the sins of my past. But my character is too weak to ever redeem itself. I finally received the hell I deserved. Outwardly, I shamble about, a thing that could never have been known as human, a thing whose shape is so alien a travesty that humanity becomes more obscene for the vague resemblance. Inwardly, I am alone, in the belly of Am, whom we humans created because our time was badly spent, and we must have unconsciously known that he could do it better. I have no mouth, and I must scream.
Pretty happy ending there. I'll do Ellen's next, because hers bums me out.
I've been but it looks... Jesus
Poor old Ellen. I feel so bad for her. Alright.
Will you... What?
Okay, let's see the bad ending for Ellen.
And I'm sure my...
Poor Ellen. Yeah, I don't really like Ellen's bad ending.
I thought that with my knowledge of computers and engineering, I could shut Am down. But maybe I really am just a hysterical woman, just as Am said. Am has violated my body worse than any rapist could. I am a great, soft jelly thing, smoothly rounded with pulsing white holes filled by fog where my eyes used to be, rubbery appendages that were once my arms, bulks rounding down into legless humps of soft, slippery matter. Blotches of diseased, evil gray come and go on my surface as though light is beamed from within. I have no mouth, and I must scream.
Yeah, it's pretty effed up.
Rush.
I thought that I could once again play the
Here we
gallant
go.
knight and defeat the evil monster. But the others were right. My character was too flawed, and all my secrets unraveled. I thought Am hated me before. I was wrong. It was not even a shadow of the hate he now slavered from every printed circuit. He made certain I would suffer eternally. The other four are dead, finally free from their tortures. Am is all the matter for that. It makes me happier. And yet Am has won, simply. He has taken his revenge. I have no mouth, and I must scream.
It's also kind of unfortunate that, like, I don't want to hate on the voice actor because it's a hard job, but it's not a very good performance right there to me. I mean, he's been turned into like this monster for all eternity, and it's like the worst thing ever. And it just kind of sounds, he's like, yeah, this sucks. Like, this isn't good. And it's like, what the heck? There should be a little more like weight to it. But it's not bad. It's okay. Okay. Or yeah, I'll just do Benny.
Such intense heat.
What I think is interesting about Benny is that he's almost kind of like the precursor to the monster at the end.
What must...
It's almost like Am was like experimenting on, like, Benny was like an early experiment within like the same kind of...
Show me the way out of here.
The same thing he does to the person who dies, or the person who becomes the monster.
What do you...
It also makes me think about that whole All Tomorrows thing where they like genetically engineer humanity to be like slaves and all this crazy stuff. Which is unrelated, but I just think it's kind of reminiscent of that. I've never read All Tomorrows, but I just know like from online.
Does Am...
I should read it. I've meant to.
Nothing.
I just haven't yet. But it's interesting to look at science fiction. You see like kind of these
I'm sure my...
similarities and like overarching ideas that are, you know,
I thought I could defeat Am on his own battlefield.
in all of them.
But my personality had suffered too much damage to withstand him. And then he took me captive. Am altered my body one last time, worse than he ever had before. I am a great, soft, jelly thing, smoothly rounded, with pulsing white holes filled by fog where my eyes used to be, rubbery appendages that were once my arms, bulks rounding down into legless humps of soft, slippery matter. Blotches of diseased, evil gray come and go on my surface, as though light is beamed from within. I have no mouth, and I must scream.
See, now that guy overacts a little bit. But you know, I don't know, I like it. I like it's kind of excessive. Because to me, it doesn't seem like, it doesn't really convey, like, it just feels very dramatic. But it would be more kind of like a sort of resigned, like, version of that. Like a more like depressed, like, I don't know. I think Ellen's was actually probably the best. Maybe I'll you know, I will do Gorrister. I'll do Gorrister too. So now I'll do Gorrister.
Christ.
It's interesting too. It's interesting too, like how do the characters like relate to each other? Because they all seem to have some kind of similar, I don't know what quality it is.
Fire rising out of that hole is hypnotic. It's difficult.
I guess just like their general like humanity. They all have like a very human quality. Except I think Ted is kind of the least of that.
The fire rises.
But they're just like very troubled people, I guess.
Will you... What?
There's something more to it though than just that. I don't know how to describe it though.
Show me the...
No, the people who... But I can...
What do you...
For... Their... Am...
What do the... If the...
I'm saying...
What do you... Does Am...
No, there. I think I've shown you enough.
I think it's almost like they're all kind of... It's like they're... Like all of them, like their worst outcome would be to become like the monster at the end, but it's like all in like their own unique way, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, it's just interesting. I guess really what Am probably was doing is like who are the most like torturable people or something like that. And like, does that mean they're the people with the most willpower to resist the torture? Or does it mean the opposite? They're the people with the least, or maybe they're each, you know, one version of that. Like, it's very interesting to think about. I don't know. Compassion. Take it. I love you. We go way back, Sir God.
I'm sure my master...
Okay. Gorster's is sad too, actually. I don't really like his either.
Without any feelings of guilt to burden me, I thought I could take on Am myself. But I made too many mistakes along the way, and I couldn't hold myself together. Am has altered me for his own peace of mind, I suppose. He doesn't want me to run full speed into a computer bank and smash my skull, or hold my breath till I faint, or cut my throat on a rusted sheet of metal. Now I have no skull, no breath, no throat. I have no mouth, and I must scream.
See, I do kind of like Gorster's a little bit better. But I don't know any of them really convey like the I must scream. I think that was like kind of the better thing with the Benny one, even though it was kind of dramatic. Like, it really does feel like he wants to scream, you know? So I could invoke the totem. Let's see what happens if I give him the totem.
The totem of entropy is now under our control.
I'm
We are no
curious.
longer vulnerable.
Kill the human. He knows too much.
Death would be a reward. No. The human must live to regret his treachery throughout an eternity. An eternity, an endless burning eternity of suffering.
I have no mouth, and I must scream.
Alright. So I'm curious to see what will happen with this.
You have...
With the ego under our control,
Oh
we
crap.
can dominate
You skip part of it, what a
Now we no
goof.
longer have a need for you.
We will let our fallen brother choose a suitable reward.
I have no mouth, and I must scream.
I'll just have Ellen win, just for the sake of defeating Anne. I feel like there should be an option where they all win somehow. I think this game would benefit from a remake.
But it looks... Jesus.
Just to kind of add on to, like, it's actually a really good game, I'd say. But I just would like some extra stuff. Let's have Ellen save the day.
Yes. We will never...
Screw you, Anne. final ending.
Hibernation defrost sequence initiated. Estimated time to complete Earth terraforming 300 years.
You know, it's not so bad being a watchdog up here. I'll keep the machines in their place until the lunar colony is ready to return to the Earth. We were all heroes, in spite of ourselves.
Yay, we did it. Alright, well, I think I'm ready to say that my playthrough of this game is officially done. So, hopefully it was nice to watch and everything. I really like this game. I like the story, and I like a lot of the old sci-fi stuff. It kind of reminds me of like Harlan Ellson's writing kind of reminds me of like Fallout. Well, I don't know all of his writing, but like he did write A Boy and His Dog, which was kind of very influential in Fallout, I believe. I don't know, there's something nice about kind of old sci-fi. But yeah, hopefully this was a good series. I definitely recommend the story as well. I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. This game is like a really cool addition to it. Does a lot of interesting stuff. So yeah, I like it a lot. I know sometimes like in the playthrough I was kind of unhappy just because I get frustrated, or you know, it's sometimes you just gotta do the same stuff over and over and it's annoying. But yeah, it's good. It can be a bit goofy, like some of the dialogue, or just in general, or like the puzzles, some of the puzzles and like some of the things you're supposed to find, like it's just like way too hard. I don't know what they were thinking. But that was how they made these games way back when. So I mean, I would like a remake. I think that would be really cool. I don't think Harlan Ellison is still around nowadays, unfortunately. But I would be curious how they would do a remake. Though I mean, you might not need a remake because there's a lot of like kind of just similar stories have been done that are also pretty interesting. Like Cube is a little bit, or like 5 Characters in Search of an Exit, which was an old Twilight Zone episode. Sort of have similar ideas of like people trapped, but those are kind of different. I actually really like how the game does it as like they call them psychodramas. I think it's a very cool idea. So I think I might almost like the game more than the story. Though I don't like everything about the game, but I think it's very good, and it really is like a true addition to the story because, you know, like an add-on, because Harlan Ellison did a lot of the work on it. So it's a very cool concept I never really seen before. I mean, I think The Witcher is kind of like that. It's like an add-on to the game, but it's very cool. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with my series on this, and it's not perfect. I just recently kind of figured out audio and my microphone. I got a new microphone. So, you know, I'm still trying to improve my technique and everything. But I'm pretty happy with it overall. And I think my next, whatever I play next will be pretty good. Definitely be better quality than my last few. But yeah, I'll figure out my next game and I'll play it, or I might do some like more scripted videos just talking about stuff or something. I'm not sure really. I don't think I'd want to do like video essays. I'm not really super. I think they're interesting, but I don't know if I would want to do that. But just maybe like my thoughts about some stuff. which I guess, you know, effectively that is a video essay, but I don't know, not like, I don't think it'd be so formal, I guess, is what I would say. But yeah, I think hopefully my next videos are good. Thank you for watching any of these videos, if you watched any, and just gonna keep on going. I'm thinking about playing a few games right now. I was thinking about the Dead Space remake. I don't know how easy that'll be to record, because it's kind of more performance intensive. My computer is not bad, but it's not quite as fancy schmancy as like newer computers. And so I was thinking about playing Silent Hill 2, the original Silent Hill 2. I guess to like capitalize on the remake hype, even though it's not the remake. I don't know if I'll do that. I don't want to like confuse people and make them think it's the remake. Cause I like to usually play the old ones before I play the remake. Nah, we'll see. I don't know what I want to do. But I also intend to play the Resident Evil 2, like the original Resident Evil 2, because I actually played the original Resident Evil 1, like kind of behind the scenes. I meant to make a video about it, and I might make a video just talking about Resident Evil, like kind of a review of the first game and how it compares to the remake. I don't know, you know, there's a lot of ideas floating around. But yeah, that's the next stuff I'm thinking about doing. And yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate it all. Thanks for like being patient with me in my videos. if you've been watching them. I mean, I don't think I really have returning viewers, but I know that, you know, they're pretty inconsistent. Only recently have I kind of started to figure out how not to be so inconsistent. But yeah, thank you for watching. Goodbye. Goodbye.